Hey, it's Philet, and you're watching PHILATV, the ultimate YouTube channel. I'm the center photographer, just a dude with a camera. This is part 6 of my brilliant Bordeaux MEYERS MANX Dune Buggy build. We have taken the drop-down dash out, put it on the workbench, and we're trying to come up with a couple of ideas on what we want to do about the configuration of switches, any kind of trim that we're going to put on the dash, whether we are going to run windshield wipers on this buggy. So do we need to have a third switch for wipers? We'll have headlight and cigarette lighter, all that kind of stuff. New speedometer. If this is something you're interested in, let's get started. I ordered my MEYERS MANX kit with the optional drop-down dash. The great part about it is you can take the dash off with just a few screws and set it on the workbench. Let me show you here. There's the dash. So to try and drill it out, wire it all up, it's kind of a pain. Even though you can drop it down, it's best to be able to just take it off. So here's my configuration. I've got a brand new speedometer coming. You got correct headlight switch, aftermarket ignition switch, a wiper switch, and a vintage style 12-volt socket because it looks cool, but I might just be using this German flosser unit here, which is a lot better. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop this speedometer out. We're going to tape this off and mark off exactly where these holes are going to be drilled. And we are going to be drilling and mounting each one of these switches before we screw it back into the dash. Now that I got my fitment just right, going ahead and mixed up some Gorilla Snot here. You know, some epoxy. It's going to be super strong. And I've got some brand new bolts that I'm going to epoxy into place. And hopefully we get enough strength for it to make it permanent. Because I'd hate to seal the speedometer into place just in case it ever has to come off. But, you know, it's NOS, so it's not going to be a problem. Here we've got some switches laying around. I use these little dots to kind of give me an idea where I want to place some of my switches or accessories. And there's dash number 2 and dash number 1. What I like to do is make sure that I clean each one of these bulb holders. There's nothing worse than going through your whole wiring system and your bulb holders are corroded and you don't get a good connection. And I'm trying to reuse the original Volkswagen ones. VDO just makes really great ones. The new ones are kind of junk. So some steel wool, I just go through and twist. I get some emery cloth and I clean each one of the connectors. So we got a nice, good, strong connector on it. Place it with a good bulb. And then I've got a little 12-volt power pack here. And what I do is I clamp it in because it's ground. I hook the piece of wire to the positive, and I can test each one of these to make sure that I have adequate connection and the light's nice and bright. One of these I did, it was really bright. I think that's going to be a 6-volt one. Where'd that one go? Yeah, so I think this one is 6-volt because it was just so bright. Wow. I'm going to keep that one aside. At least we know it works. And I'm going to dig up another bulb around here someplace. And as you see, all the bulbs work. So you know they're going to be, once you put them into the speedometer, you're going to be set up. Okay, so it's been overnight. My epoxy is 100% dry, so I've loosened up the nuts, and my speedometer comes right out. And so we have a couple of anchor bolts in here, and it feels like it's going to be plenty strong. So I've gone ahead and drilled my 3 holes. You can see I put the key switch in ready. Headlight will go up here. Lighter element will go over here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, pull the tape off and see how it looks. All right, the tape is removed. Let's put some switches on, see what happens. Now we have the headlight switch, the ignition switch, and a cigarette lighter all mounted with the speedometer tightened down. I'm still on the fence about a little piece of chrome to go across the center. Kind of playing with this idea. Maybe might go with the radio block-off plate chrome. Just looks too plain like it is. Since I am building multiple dune buggies at one time, I do have the option of, you know, making some changes. So I'm thinking of also, on this one, I'm going to drill it and put the 3 switches in a line here with nothing on the top. Maybe a piece of molding, maybe not. Also thinking about running, I've got an original Manx emblem here that I'm also thinking of running on the dash. I thought that would be pretty cool. Like I said, I've got a couple of choices, a couple of decisions to make. So, and then about this spot, I'm going to be running a manual windshield wiper, so I probably do have nothing to put here unless I put another 12-volt power outlet so you could charge your phones or something. Who knows? All right, we're going to leave it at that. I just heard a UPS guy show up. I'm going to get to the porch before the porch pirates get to it. And I got a real treat coming. I have 2 different plug and play wiring harness that I'm going to be checking out and we're going to be using on this. That'll be the next step. So you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me along on this quest to build a couple of dune buggies. And we'll see you on Instagram at PHILATV channel. Thanks for watching. PHILATV. Ciao.